Well, let's read about Elliot, who we just met. As far as Blackwell students go, Elliot Hampton is pretty not terrible. He hangs out with some of the douchers sometimes, but I get the sense that he is mostly a lone wolf, like this chick. Okay, I can't see that picture without thinking of Wolf Job on the right. Similar to my class schedule, Elliot and I have a history, but no chemistry or drama. He hooked up a few times shortly after Dad died, but there wasn't really much to it. I think I was just bored or maybe a little lonely. Weird, I know. I don't always get where Elliot's coming from. He's constantly asking to do stuff with me, which is nice, but I'm not sure we have that much in common anymore. Sometimes, when we talk, it seems almost like he's studying me. I can't tell if he actually wants to be friends or just get in my pants. I guess I should be flattered either way, but I'm also not sure how much I care. Sorry, Elliot. This wolf jock drawing. David and Joyce. Kind of going into them as they come up in the story a bit more. Despite my mom's best efforts, I don't actually hate her. I know shit's been rough since Dad died. Money's tight. Her job as a waitress at a diner isn't exactly glamorous, and I'm clearly not all about the whole going to school thing. But why does she have to make things so much harder on both of us? She acts like if I smoke pot or when I skip out to go catch an awesome show, it's somehow a personal attack on her. She should be happy that I'm self-medicating and not going postal on everyone. She never used to be this way when Dad was around. She could actually be cool. But lately, there's a hairy dick monster she let into the house that's fucking everything up. David Mattson, a jobless, brainless, dickless little shit of a hard-on for the military, and a promise to whip me into shape asshole. I've tried to express these concerns to Mom, yet every week it seems like the virus spreads to another corner of the house, of her life. I'm starting to worry that David flu is just the kind of disease that kills its host. Mixed things here. Oh god, oh no, did I accidentally click on something? Now Max is not listed as something I haven't read yet. Oh no. So mixed feelings here, because like when my parents were going through a divorce, I did have to deal with like weird things that felt unreasonable at the time, and then I look back at that and they're kind of still unreasonable. Like, I remember once I just wanted to go to my friend's house just to go like play video games, but it was late and we were gonna spend the night just hanging out in the garage, a group of us. It's like kind of a LAN, kind of not, because only half of us were really bringing computers. There's gonna be a handful of consoles just sitting around. It was just dumb, boring shit. And it was actually like right by where Andrew lives, so it was like not even a distance to cover anyway. But because the sun had gone down, suddenly the foot was going down and I could not go, and it was like this, there was a big fight, and I was like, why is this a fight? Why is this a big deal? Especially since I can trace back when it was happening, because I was like, that I can trace back to being like, it was the beta for Team Fortress 2 was happening at the time, because that was one of the things that happened at there. So I'm like, that means it was probably 2007, which means I was probably 17, and it was literally a walking distance, and I had a car. So it's like, it was, even to this day, it was still like, that was like it was a weird limit to put on something that where nothing was actually going to happen, and there was it was not a reasonable conflict, ultimately. But it was because, likely, my mom was going through the divorce, and there was just weird, like, just weird control issues going on, where it's like one less thing they needed, it's one more thing they don't want to think about when they're dealing with everything else, so you kind of get the short side of the stick. That, and I ended up going anyway, so whatever. But at the other side of things, Chloe's all like, why does she have to make things harder? And it's like, aren't you making things harder, Chloe? Like, you're refusing to do well with your grades, and that's why she has to pay out her ass for tuition, when otherwise the monetary problems would be rectified by the scholarship, which you used to qualify for back when you were a good student, but you're being a shit about it, and like you're acting out and making things hard, and you don't seem to be even remotely self-aware of the things that you're doing that are just as bad as what she's doing, which really she's not even doing that much. She's just being in a relationship with somebody that you don't like, which is about it. I accidentally flagged this as something I've read before, so I'm just gonna hop in here. Max Caulfield, MI ex-best friend extraordinaire. This artsy motherfucker loves photography more than life itself, and definitely worse than me. She even uses old instant cameras. It's probably not healthy for anyone to be that stuck in the past, but who am I to tell people how to live their lives? Have you seen how you talk to everyone besides Max? Who you idolize so much that you are worried about overstepping? When we were kids, we would dress up like pirates and eat ice cream and write and draw these stupid comic books where she had powers and saved people and shit. Isn't that a funny little bit of foreshadowing? Then my dad died and I have to write smaller because I have a lot more to fit in this page, and her dad got her some job up north and she moved away to Seattle. It's probably the moment where I needed her the most and she bailed, because she has control over that, right? She has so much control over her family that she's completely controlled by taking her to a different location entirely. Thanks, Max, for teaching me that I can't rely on anyone. I mean it. Life lesson learned. The worst part is that even though we haven't spoken in months, even though she habitually ignored my texts so much that I just stopped trying, even though I know deep down that she doesn't care about me anymore and that she probably has all new friends up in fucking Seattle, I still miss her. If she came back tomorrow and said, "Hey, Chloe, want to dress up like pirates and be stupid together?" I would take her back in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Hey, Chloe. So this is all shit I've been through. It's actually really fitting. I had a friend named Max, and specifically, and he's actually shown up in a couple times in videos randomly here and there, but I've had the similar kind of hurt of dealing with somebody who just you spent a lot of time with during a certain period of life, during school and everything like that, and then they just vanish, and they don't respond to messages, and they just seem distant, and it seems like they don't give a shit. But it's never that simple. 'Cause I've talked to like friends of Max's and found out like he brings me up in all these different contexts, and like it's just a weird thing where people grow oddly distant from each other for reasons that no one really fully understands, and they regret that distance and so on. And that's something that we learn during the main Life is Strange when you're playing as Max, and they feel bad about not reaching out to Chloe and not sticking together and so on. And that's the same thing that happens to the Max in my life, which oddly almost everything here overlaps except for the moving part. It's more that he got into partying and drugs and all that other shit and just had fun doing shit that I was less interested in and wasn't invited to in general. And as his interests went in different directions, I just didn't see them around, more or less. Which is more how friends tend to deviate.
Well, at least not for now.
New to the genre, let's introduce you to the classics. Have a movie suggestion? See Warren or Brooke. Oh, Warren's in this.
Well, at least not for now. How could I possibly make it through a day in this place without a little chemical assistance? Maybe this play won't suck. Maybe.
Hey, I'm at the picnic tables with Mitki. Thanks, on my way. By the way, I can't wait for when people use my parents' divorce or comments about Max like against me in the future. Like that one time I was honest about like past events, and somehow someone's takeaway is you're a misogynist, and also your brother's a misogynist, and actually hating your mom is why your brother's gay. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not even a reasonable read of any of these things. For a second there, I thought we were supposed to skip him, like as in like you could skip him and not his name was Skip.
Skip Matthews, Blackwell's finest. He's not so bad for a mall cop. Hey, Skip. Stopped any gang wars lately?
Not today. Oof, looks like you did, though.
Huh? Ah, right. Whatever.
I did ask Justin Williams' mom to move her Mercedes out of handicap parking.
Badass.
Yeah, you know how I roll.
So, I went to the mill last night. Caught Firewalk live.
You went to the mill? Wait, You saw a firewalk?
It was cool.
Whoa, pretty wicked. I didn't know you were into music like that.
What? Like good music?
Preach it, sister. I'm in a band, actually.
No shit. Really?
We're called PissHead. It's not a big deal or anything. I mean, I'm trying to get our demo out there, but it's hard.
PissHead, huh?
Would you maybe want to hear it? Our demo, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Chemical problem gone wrong. Electrical deep fried storm. Say we got nothing, although we got something. You say we got rich in love. Rocky boat hard. Say we got nothing. Say we got nothing wrong. Before we had lips and touching, couldn't help but think about anything other. Now we got something wrong. You know we got something wrong. Hey. Do you think we did it all wrong?
Yep, once again, absolutely music I would listen to. Although, Skip, I got a band to turn you on to you might like. They're called the Black Keys.
So, what did you think?
That was really good, man. If PissHead came on the radio, I'd turn that shit up.
Oh, right on. Awesome, Chloe, thanks.
You know, encourage people. You can't, like, get mad at people for starting out sounding derivative and whatnot. That's how everybody that does anything ever does things.
Skip Matthews, Blackwell's finest. He's not so bad for a mall cop.
Where that earlier subject is just, honesty is a double-edged sword. Weird. Oh wow, look at the weird, blurry ass people back there.
Need my DVD from Steph. I bet she's nerding it up with Mikey somewhere.
Like, being honest has weird, can go both ways a lot. Like, on one hand, it's like, oh man, people find something to relate to because you just actually be genuine about something instead of being guarded and fake all the time in your commentary. But other times they will just have the weirdest reads, or take one story that you recall, and instead of taking it as a relatable moment, instead use it as a weird weapon against you to completely misjudge and mischaracterize your entire life, or complex interactions between people that you don't fully understand.
Miss Grant, the least lame teacher at Blackwell. Wish she could get over the whole push me to succeed thing, though.
Morning, Miss Grant.
Chloe, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What do you think of this hypothesis? That you'll be in your seat by the time chemistry class begins today.
Science is all about discovery, Miss Grant. Guess you'll have to wait and see.
With all the change that's happening at Blackwell of late, I suppose I can appreciate your consistent wit, Chloe.
What kind of change do you mean?
Well, the Prescotts have made an extremely generous donation to the school, which is good, but instead of going to support more science and mathematics, it's all being dedicated to the arts.
You don't think more money should be spent in the arts?
It's not that exactly. I recently made the case that STEM programs should receive more support, but apparently our new donors disagree with me. Such is life, I suppose.
Miss Grant actually seems sad.
Maybe in another 6 months, a new donor will come along with money for, I don't know, more lasers.
More lasers?
Do we have any lasers?
Sadly, no.
That is sad.
Miss Grant, the least lame teacher at Blackwell. Wish she could get over the whole push me to succeed thing, though.
It's almost like you actually won the science fair and have a history of aptitude for science and STEM fields, and also are underrepresented. And like,
somewhere quiet in the courtyard.
we're even talking about fields that are underrepresentative of women, and you have a connection with a teacher that you specifically like more than all the other teachers, and you've excelled in the field, and like, why would she not push you to succeed? That's literally her job. It means she's good at it. Ah. By the way, if you ever think I jumped to crazy conclusions too quickly, that was genuinely a real comment. Hear one story about just normal human interactions, and the takeaway was,
No, Chloe.
oops.
Class is back the other way.
The takeaway about this brother that is underrepresented and barely seen is, your brother hates women and hates your mother, and that's why he's gay. And I'm like, oh my god. That person was so up their own ass, like, I deal with children and I'm an expert in the field, and that means that I am completely qualified to judge your entire life based on a sentence you said.
I prefer to wake and bake. But hey, to each their own.
Don't miss out on the most important meal of the day. I never will. It's impossible, because my mom works at a diner. Which, by the way, once again, I am so into that. Oh my god, I want to have amazing breakfast every day. But I'm one of those assholes that kind of wants to eat breakfast all the time. Every meal. Can I do that? All the other meals suck.
But fire's so pretty.
I'm garbage with food, though. Like, if my entire diet consisted of pizza and breakfast meals, then I'd be pretty happy with that. Although, there's a lot of kinds of pizza and a lot of kinds of breakfast meals, so it's not like you're not that restricted.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the breakfast version of every kind of meal is just better. Breakfast even makes steak better. Do I actually have anything to smoke, or was I supposed to get that for? Wait, that's already burned. Did you put out a cigarette and then put it back in your pocket? That was already on. That was already lit.
Students at Blackwell have this herd instinct to glom up into little groups like sheep. And if you just want to be alone, you get labeled like some dangerous outsider. Just like any other prison. Except now the prison follows you wherever you go, thanks to social media. I can't believe Rachel posted a photo of the two of us together last night. Am I still an outsider if I'm hanging out with Rachel Amber now? And what does it mean that hanging out was so awesome? Does that make me just the same as every other student here? Nah, fuck that.
So I've probably watched Andrew on like hundreds of smoke breaks at this point, and I've got to say I have never, ever, no smoking on tampons. I have never seen Andrew just whip out a half of a cigarette that's previously used out of his pocket and just start lighting it back up like that. That's a concern. I can only assume it's just them cutting corners and not showing an unlit cigarette that turns into a lit cigarette. So that it's just, she's pulled out a magically already lit cigarette. And that somehow had a whole head of ash at the end. Can I go up here? Oh yeah.
DVD from Steph. I bet she's nerding it up with Mikey somewhere.
I will do things at the rate that I feel like doing. Also, maybe you won't know, you won't be able to figure this out till you're older, but maybe the takeaway of this whole situation shouldn't be, oh no, have I been lowered to the level of all the normal high school students? And maybe your takeaway should be, oh, everybody else is exactly as complex and interesting and full of all these different edges as I am. And I should imagine others complexly instead of just, you know, thinking they're all a bunch of fucking brain dead people that all follow the norms. And I'm the one weird person that's special. Oh, I kind of thought she was gonna, oh, Captain, my captain.
I should probably be getting to class, but I just don't care. Did last night really happen? The internet says it did, but I still can't believe it. Rachel Amber. The drama star, honor student, popular princess of Blackwell swoops in like Batman to save my ass and thrash to Firewalk? Either that was a dream or real life just got a shit ton crazier.
Principal Wells. Hey.
Chloe Price. Is that a black eye?
Yep.
I hope you know that Blackwell provides confidential counseling services for all our students. We are a safe space for any issue.
I'm good. It's the other guy who needed a safe space. From me.
You never fail to conform to your reputation, do you? Miss Price, the sign clearly says do not walk on the stage. Such disregard for your fellow students' efforts won't alleviate your record of major infractions.
I swear to you, I did not walk on that stage. It was more of a saunter.
Do I look amused to you?
I don't know. I've only seen you with one expression. That's the one.
Perhaps you will find me less amusing if I mention the various allegations I've been hearing about your drug use. You know Blackwell has a zero-tolerance policy. Do I have to initiate a search of your person in order to establish the veracity of these allegations, Miss Price? That's what I thought. I'll look forward to seeing you in my office after school today. How does that sound?
All right, sir. I'll see you after school.
I'll count the minutes.
That guy's a tool.
Hey, look, everyone, he's making that face again. You know the one. The only one.
Steph and Mikey normally post up somewhere quiet in the courtyard.
I'm just acknowledging that if I fuck with him, then that's just making things worse for Mom and me and no one else.
Flowers always make me think of springtime, which makes me think of summer, which makes me think of getting the fuck away from Blackwell for 3 whole months. I love flowers.
I do appreciate the breakdown of how, in her head, a showdown works, like how bickering works, is just take a word from the thing that they said and use it against them, and just, it's all about winning and a battle as opposed to actually making some sort of progress in her life or really making anything out of it besides just, I won that argument, whatever that means for us. Oh, Victoria, everyone's favorite character.
Victoria Chase. I'd rather vomit razor blades than talk to her.
Oh yeah? Whoops.
Ah, Carrie Price!
It's Chloe.
Oh, right. I'm just teasing. People have been taking me so seriously since I won the Beacon's Young Artist Award for my photography.
You don't say.
Between that and the Vortex Club, it's hard to keep people from putting me up on a pedestal or whatever. But you know all about that. What with Rachel Amber? Am I right?
Oh my god, I just can't help it, but everyone's always putting me up on a pedestal and elevating me, almost as if I can only introduce myself by talking about all of my many accomplishments, but on accident, because I'm so humble.
Wait. What about Rachel Amber?
Rachel posted a slamming selfie of you two having the time of your lives. Do tell.
It was a pretty normal night for us. A little music, a little dancing. We murdered a guy.
You are so funny. Oh, seriously, though. I didn't realize you and Rachel were such BFFs.
We're really not.
So, what's she into? You know, what's her thing? Is it drugs? I'm not judging or anything. I figure if she's hanging out with you, she must be into some effed up shit. You know? I mean, look at your face.
Seriously, I don't know why you're talking to me about Rachel.
Oh, everybody loves her. Little Miss Perfect.
So you're jealous of Rachel Amber. That's what's happening right now. Gotcha.
Oh, God, I don't have time for this. I didn't even finish the chemistry assignment, and you're being you. Oh.
I'm sorry, Victoria. I didn't mean to be rude. You know, I finished the assignment. Want some help?
You? Help me?
Of course. That last problem was hard, right? If I'm remembering correctly, the answer was fluorine, uranium, carbon, potassium, and uranium again. Does that sound right?
Perfect. Hey, thanks, Carrie.
No problem.
I like how her refusing to remember my name still just wipes the slate clean of any guilt for sabotaging her homework, because she still sucks.
Steph and Mikey are playing games on one of the tables.
Victoria is such a great example of how non-binary characters are. Like, it's just, there aren't just the good characters and the bad characters in treatment or whatever the hell, like, or like, just, or in fate or whatever, like, you specifically can go out of your way to prevent her from meeting just a horrible fate in the main series in season 1, and it's right to do that, but you can still go on to not like her as a result. They give her tiny hints of character and they let you save her and help her and stuff like that, but man, she's just the worst person and might be the most unlikable character that in all of Life is Strange that doesn't actually murder someone.
The future needs excellence. The future's an asshole.
Like, I don't even have to be playing as Chloe to want to take the permanent marker and just write shit all over shit, because she's just like, yeah, how do you live? How are you real?
Need my DVD from Steph. I bet she's nerding it up with Mikey somewhere. Samantha Myers, school wallflower. She could give you a run for your money, Max.
Hey, Chloe.
Hey, Samantha. What are you reading?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
I read that last year in Mrs. Hoyta's English class.
I didn't think you did homework.
Normally I don't, but the play was actually good.
What did you like about it?
The story is about how relationships only work if people are willing to lie to each other.
I'm not sure if you're joking. Sorry, I'm a little slow sometimes.
I'm a little bitchy sometimes, so it's cool.
People always say that. But I think you're actually... Sorry, Chloe. No one says anything like that. I don't know what I'm actually talking about.
I bet.
Oh no, Chloe, she's seeing through your shit. She can see that you're full of it and that you're also kind of having, like, auditions for Max replacements. Because I can see that shit too, Chloe. Everyone can see. Mikey and Steph, the person we're going to meet soon, well, one of them, well, both of them, but we're there for one of them, has kissed girls, has not kissed ever. I can never decide if Steph is the coolest or nerdiest person in all of Blackwell. Maybe both. She's definitely queen of the indoor kids with all of her weird role-playing games and sci-fi shit. I guess her dad is a video editor. She makes some sweet cash by selling bootleg DVDs. Don't knock the hustle. And I'm pretty sure Steph does all the backstage technical work for the school plays, which checks out. Another thing about Steph, she's into girls, and she doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks about it. Mikey North is the captain of Steph's fan club, and two of them can be found huddled around tables rolling 20-sided dice whenever they have the chance. If life were one of those 80s movies Dad used to watch, Mikey would be the nerd that the jocks give wedgies to. In the real world, if somebody messed with Mikey, they'd be in deep shit. Mikey's older brother is Drew North, Blackwell's alpha jock. Truth is, Mikey's one of the few genuinely nice people in this place, although every once in a while she says something that reveals a darker outlook on life. No idea where he gets it from. Maybe Star Trek? Or, you know, life. Maybe he gets it from life. You know how people have lives? I don't know if Chloe imagines other people much. Ever. I think she only sees stuff through her, and she's stuck there, kind of. Which is a bummer. Although she at least gets along with a few people. Hey, I know that kid. I recognize somebody.
I can tell Justin's wearing his eau de gange.
Damn, girl. That eye looks sick. What's going on?
Last night, I scoped out this crazy party at the old mill up north. Kind of a DIY thing.
Wow, no shit. I thought that place was like meth central. My cousin met this hooker there.
Whatever. It was cool, okay? You wouldn't understand. Hey, out of the blue question, what do you think of Rachel Amber?
She is amazing. If you're into chicks that are hot, smart, and hot. I mean, she helped me out a while back. I was failing algebra hard.
I believe you.
Check it. After I bombed my midterm last fall, she tutored me for the rest of the semester. And then I crushed it. C+.
All right. Guess I'll see you in class.
Word.
Almost out of people. Not a lot of familiar faces. The teacher's there, and he's there. I think I remember him. A lot of people are new here.
Steph and Mikey normally post up somewhere quiet in the courtyard. Ah, Evan. Amazing photographer, but such a bleeding heart. What soapbox is he on today?
He's apparently on reading this paper sideways. Oh, no, sign up.
Chloe, I'd like to talk to you about wildfire awareness and prevention.
Good morning to you too, Evan.
According to the Department of Forestry, over 90% of this season's fires were caused by humans. That's a record high and completely preventable.
This is for college, right? I don't believe you actually care about this.
My interest in fire prevention is completely sincere. Besides, I intend to get into college on the strength of my photography alone. Do you think Rachel Amber would be willing to pose for my portfolio? She's so artistic. I bet she would be a dream model. What do you think?
I guess. Who says we should prevent fire? Fire is awesome.
While I realize you're being purposefully obstructive, you raise a good point. Many parts of our local ecosystem benefit from fire. Knobcone pine cones, for example, which require temperatures above 350 degrees to open.
Say knob cone again.
No.
I gotta run.
Wait, one last thing. Will you sign my petition to have a fire safety assembly at school?
Sure. I love assemblies. Some of the best naps of my life.
Wow, thanks. I did not see that coming. You being, you know, interested in complicated issues, helping out with the public.
Do you want me to change my mind?
That's what I was about to say.
No.
How seriously am I taking this right now?
Smoke weed, de-bear, or Evan is an ass clown.
There you go.
Just don't expect this to become a habit.
Blackwell Academy, home of tomorrow's leaders.
Principal Dix, Big Mitch Huge Balls. Oh, so nobody's signing it with actual names. Wow, he's gonna have a great time today.
What? Caring about important issues?
Caring in general.
I should probably use that strategy on Andrew sometime. While I realize you were being intentionally obstructive, you raise a good point. Like, it was like the perfect follow-up to somebody just saying dumb shit on purpose.